Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 7.1, 7.4 review. Remember to factor each polynomial if possible and to circle your final answers. All right, number 1. What do we got to do? Now, before you draw the line down the middle and start doing all that stuff, you always have to ask yourself, is there a GCF that I can take out of all 4 of them? And there is. You can factor out a 2. So the 2 comes out front, and then we write our answers, which is 2, or the remainders, 2AC plus 10AD plus 3BC plus 15BD. Okay, I couldn't take out any variables because they all have different variables. Okay, now, so I don't forget, because I normally do, I'm going to drop this 2 into my final answer right now. Okay, so now we're going to split these 2 in half, and I'm going to worry about the front part, which is going to be my blue, and the back part in the yellow. So the GCF of the blue now, I can factor out a 2, but then I can also factor an A. So the 2A comes out front, and then my remainder is C plus 5D. Okay? Now, let's look at the yellow. I can factor out a 3 out of both of those, and then they both have the letter B. And that was a positive 3B that I factored out. And then 3BC divided by 3B is C. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and the B's cancel out, and we're left with D. And that's good because those 2 match, which they have to, and then we get our 2 binomials. Okay, we have the red, the 2A plus 3B, which is what we factored out from the beginning, or the second step, and then we have the C plus 5D. And that's where we get our answer of 2 parentheses 2A plus 3B, parentheses C plus 5D. Okay, let's move on to the next one, number 2. So we have 5m squared minus 36m plus 7. So the first thing, is there a GCF? No. So if there's no GCF, you need to multiply those, and you're looking for numbers that multiply to get to 35 and add to get to negative 36. Okay? And if you don't know that, you should be doing the multiplication, the factors 1 and 35, and 5 and 7. Okay? The factors that work are 1 and 35, except they're both negative. Okay, and remember, it has to work in both situations. So we're going to split the middle term, and we get 5m squared minus 1m minus 35m plus 7. And then we do the same thing we just did. We draw the line down the middle. And in the first group, we're going to factor out the m. The m comes out front. And we're left with 5m minus 1. Okay, what can I factor out of the back? Well, my leading coefficient's negative, so my GCF is negative, and I can factor out a 7. And then negative 35 divided by negative 7 is positive 5, and 7 divided by negative 7 is negative 1. And if you look, they both match, just exactly what we needed. And we get our 2 binomials of 5m minus 1, and then the m minus 7. All right, let's look at number 3. First thing we need to ask ourselves, is there a GCF? And in this case, there is not. So let's multiply. 3 times 10 is 30. So the factors of 30 are 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. And out of that group, we want numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add to get to 1. Okay, you should be saying, Mr. Grice, it's 5 and 6. And since I need a positive 1, then 5 is negative. Okay, so let's split the middle term, 3m squared minus 5m plus 6m minus 10. And we've done 2 of these already, guys, so this next one you're on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, and when you're all done, you should get 3m minus 5 and m plus 2. Okay, number 4. Don't start freaking out because there are 2 variables in there. Is there GCF? No. Okay, so 6 times 12 is 72. You need to do the factors of 72, then multiply to get to negative 72, and add to get to 1. Do you know what that is? You should get negative 8 and positive 9. Okay? So when we're splitting the middle term here, I know it looks a little different now because there's 2 variables, but it's 6x squared minus 8xy plus 9xy minus 12y squared. And guys, we're doing the same thing. So you shouldn't be worried or scared about this because all we're doing in the first group, what's the GCF? Okay, I can take out a 2, but I can also take out an x. So we've got 2x out front, and the remainder is 3x minus 4y. Okay, now in the back, the GCF is 3, but I can also take out a y. So the 3y comes out front, and it's a positive 3y. And our remainder is 3x minus 4y, which is great because those 2 binomials match, which means I did that right, the 3x minus 4y. And then our other binomial was what we factored out, the 2x plus 3y. And there we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to this side. Number 5. So, number 5, remember the first thing we always ask ourselves, is there a GCF? And there is. We can factor out a 9. Okay, and then what we're left with is x squared, and 36 divided by 9 is 4. And guys, we're not done here. Okay? Just so I don't forget, I'm going to drop that 9 into my final answer. And now what's left over? X squared minus 4 is the difference of 2 squares. Okay, so I'm going to square root both of those. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 4 is 2. And remember, one's a plus and one's a minus, and the order does not matter. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is the difference of 2 cubes. Okay, this is the pattern that we've been talking about. Okay, one of the ways that I know that right away is, well, to the 3rd power. And 125 and 27 are cubes. Those are perfect cubes. Okay, So there's no GCF, so we're going to take the cubed root of both of those. And just so I know, the cubed root of 125 is 5, and the cubed root of w cubed is w. So that's our A. And the cubed root of negative or of 27 is 3, and the cubed root of y cubed is y, and that's going to be our B. Okay, so this is going to break down into the binomial and the trinomial. And since the middle is minus, that determines what our pattern is over here. Okay, and when it's minus, we go minus, plus, plus. So the pattern is A and B, and then A squared, A times B, and B squared. Okay, well, the A is just 5W, and the B was the negative 3, or the 3W, which is what we found out. So A squared, you're doing 5W times 5W, which gives us 5 times 5 is 25, W times W is W squared. A times B, you're doing 5W times 3Y. And that gives us 15WY. And the last one, it's 3y times 3y. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, and y times y is y squared. And that is how we factor with the difference of two cubes. Okay, let's look at 7. You might be like, it's not the difference of two cubes because 2 and 16 aren't. That's right, they're not. However, you always want to ask yourself, is there a GCF? Okay, the GCF is 2, and then we factor that out. We're left with x cubed plus 8, and that is, okay, I can take the cubed root of x cubed, and I can take the cubed root of 8. That would be x, and this would be 2. And since it's plus, our pattern would be plus, minus, plus. And it's the same thing. It's a, then b, a squared, ab, b squared. So we have x plus 2. X times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. And b squared, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. All right, last one, number 8. You gotta ask yourself, is there a GCF? Did I put my, nope. Guys, don't forget your GCF. Mr. Grice just did. That 2 is part of your answer. So is there a GCF? Yes. Okay, I can take out a -9, and they both have m's. So the -9m comes out front, and then we're left with m cubed minus 1. And yes, guys, we can do this. We can factor this. So right away, because I've forgotten that last one, I'm going to put the -9m in my answer. Okay, and with subtraction, we just talked about that it is minus, plus, plus. M cubed is m, and 1, the cubed root of 1 is 1. So m minus 1, and then m times m is m squared. 1 times m is just m, and 1 times 1 is 1. So we're left with -m, m minus 1, m squared plus m plus 1. Woo! Okay, so there's the review. Now your homework is the half sheet, or the bottom part if you just printed this off. 1 through 4 is right there, and then 5 through 8 are on the back. Okay, those are just like the problems we did. If you need any extra help, please come find Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2, Chapter 7.1, 7.4 in class review. Thanks for watching.